Life's a breakfast and you die. That's why we get high. So, compared to this, thanks for here's to 4 more years. 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 Thanks y'all, good job. And without further ado, Jesse Michael Mayer.
Man, that was weird. That wasn't like a little weird, that was really weird. So really, whatever I say after that, surely will make more sense. Thank you guys for being here. This is a big, crazy thing. I've been working, I've been trying to figure out how to communicate where we are, and like, we have been doing this amazing thing. You have all been doing this amazing thing with us. And it's been fun and beautiful and tragic and crazy and awesome and all of, just like every great thing in life, it's everything all at once at the same time in huge capital letters. And this transition for us is the same kind of big feeling, right? It's this same like exciting, scary, awesome, amazing moment. And I've never really had to communicate all that before. Certainly not to, 100 people. So, yeah, so I've been thinking about this for a couple weeks and like really thinking about what's the best way, how do I pull out of the ethers, what Ann and I have been doing is both super tangible and also a little ephemeral. You guys all know we're all values driven, and you guys are all values driven as well, and that's why we're all here hanging out together. Yeah, so I'm trying to pull this thing out of the ethers and really understand how do I express this? How do I express this to my friends and my loved ones and my staff and our family, amazingly, who are kind of all the same people. We've been fortunate enough to work with friends and loved ones and family, and now we're kind of all in this big soup of experience together. So for the past few weeks, I'm like, okay, how do I wrap my head around this experience and help people understand where we are? And I'm sitting here the other night, and some friends, Daniela and Sasha and Kenneth, they put on an event here the other night, and it's an event highlighting immigrant stories, and everybody kind of gets up and tells a story. And I'm sitting there thinking, still like really struggling with like, what am I going to say when I have to get up and kind of help, line this all down and honor what we've done and get excited about the next thing. Like I said, it's a tall order. And so I'm sitting trying to, listen to these guys and hear what they have to say. And so our buddy Sasha gets up and he reads this beautiful poem from this Eastern European poet. And it's perfect, right? It captures the idea brilliantly. And I thought, oh, damn. That's what you do. You just find some other brilliant guy to say, right? Like, that's it. And I remember when I was in 5th grade, I was struggling over this paper I had to write, and it wasn't terribly academic. And my father was like, "Oh, just throw a quote in there; it'll be fine." And I got an A. And so Sasha pulls out like this beautiful quote, and the room just goes quiet, and it's incredible. I'm like, "Oh, I know how to do that. Okay, cool." Okay, so. But the problem with quotes is, or the problem with experience is, just like all of this, it only happens organically, right? Like, I can't sit down and Google, like, how closing my beautiful business. Quotes. Telling all of my friends I love you and goodbye. Quotes. No no more hash browns forever quote. It doesn't exist. And I tried. There's no words for that, and you can't go out and Google it. And so, like, thank God, right? It's a beautiful thing. And so, the challenge with that is the clock is still ticking, right? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to communicate these ideas to all these people. I have to pull all these people in and show them the love and respect and admiration that we felt so deeply for the past few years. I need some vehicle to tie it down and pull it down to earth. I gotta have some mechanism. And, I'm driving around and, waiting for something to fall out of the sky that I can understand and help me contextualize my reality. And so the other night, I'm driving to Whole Foods for the girls in the kitchen, and I hear on the radio that there is, pardon me, I hear on the radio that there's this priest up in Chicago who just passed away. Dan Bergman is his name. He's 94 years old, and he's been a radical his whole life, right? Back in the 60s, he broke into a building, stole draft cards, and then in public lit them on fire and promptly went to jail, right? Like, this guy was part of the most conservative institution in the history of the universe. Right? The Catholic Church is an incredibly conservative institution, and he's been doing radical stuff for 40 years. Social justice work for the poor, work in transitional communities, work all over the world. And the man is just this brilliant guy, and he's just passed away at 94. And so I was just listening to this thinking, okay, isn't it a sad loss for this wonderful man? And they interviewed a priest who he had talked to 60 years ago, and this young priest had gone to him and said, Father, what is the meaning of life? And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, maybe this is okay. Turn this out. And he says, the first thing he says is, if you want to be hopeful, do hopeful things. I was like, man, he's a hell of an activist, but not much of a speaker. What does that even mean? I'm like, okay. And then I started stewing on it a little bit, and I think, if you want to be hopeful, do hopeful things. If you want to be hopeful, do hopeful things. And that's what we've done, right? That's the power that everyone here has, is to be hopeful and to do hopeful things. We hoped to change our community. We hope to work with friends and loved ones. We hope to have our family all under one roof. We hope to be part of pushing the culture forward. We believe that doing a hopeful thing would make the world we want to see, because we don't see any alternative to that, right? This has been a hopeful thing. This has been a brilliant, beautiful thing, and Ann and I both are hopeful that you guys will go out, wherever you go and whatever you do, and we'll see a hopeful future and do hopeful stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe that was pretty good. Maybe he really did know what he was talking about. And then he said, and I thought this was, and so the guy said, so he told me that, and then he went on to say, know where you stand and stand there. I thought, oh, okay, well, it still took a minute to sink in. Know where you stand and stand there. And it starts really resonating. I can feel it just hit me. And it's amazing how things come together like this. Know where you stand and stand there. That's what we've been doing. And all of you with us, you've all been standing with us, saying, these are the people we believe in. This is our value structure. These are our friends. These are our family. This is the community that we're creating, and these are the lives that we want to live. And we've all stood here together. And so, what I really want to encourage all of you guys to do, and what I hope that we will continue to do, because we've tried and done it this far, is to know where you stand and stand there. I'll tell you who knows where they stand. Dow Chemical, Philip Morris, Donald Trump knows where he stands, right? All of the McDonald's knows where they stand. The world that we're trying to wake up tomorrow and make a better place, they know where they stand. And I hope that we can go on and do more beautiful stuff. And I hope all of you can go on and do great things. And we're excited to be part of your community. So, in the words of a great man, if you want to be hopeful, do hopeful things. Thank you all for being here. take a slide. One more closing note that has nothing to do with all of this necessarily, but there is a lovely, and also everything to do with all of this. There is a lovely young woman in our audience tonight whose birthday is going to be tomorrow, and her name is Jasmine, and we want to sing her happy birthday while we're all here together. So here she is. So awesome. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jasmine. Happy birthday to you. Thanks, everybody. Have fun, stay late, drink too much, don't drive home. Have fun. Thank you.